Big smile on my face, guys. We've made the deals. The deals have been done. This is the Man United agenda. It's 8:30, and we're here to celebrate. Wow, what a day, what a day, what a day. We're going to go through the day today, but it's the Man United agenda. It's 8:30, and we're discussing things, 2 topics today, main topics. It's the only thing we can talk about today. Is Frenkie de Jong is probably over the line, and we've got the left back in. It's Tyrell Malacia.
Yeah.
Malacia. We will get it right. Rebel, how you doing, man? Because it's been a long day. You've probably been working and checking your phone, getting a sneaky look in. How excited are you with what's the developments today?
Well, let's call a spade a spade. We were looking at this week thinking maybe we might get one deal done. Maybe we will get this done and move on then to other targets. But it's been an absolute madness today, what has been happening at this club. We're seeing deals being done for players coming in. We're seeing deals being done for players going out. So, holy moly, what a jam-packed show tonight.
Mr. B, I've got my skipping rope out. 2 pieces of rope. We're going to do the Malcolm McLaren double Dutch because we've gone double Dutch today. How you feeling, man? You've been driving around, probably listening to the radio, checking the phone. How excited are you? It's almost gone through.
I'm not going to sit here grinning, although I am sitting here grinning. I said I'm not going to come on here and smile. I wanted to be, but I just wanted us to sign players. And the fact that I like the fact that we've kind of hijacked a deal. I'm loving that whole aspect of what's going on. We've got good, but we'll drift on to that. But yeah, I'm feeling that double Dutch love today, man.
It's funny, Mr. B, that you say you love the fact that we hijacked a deal. Does that make it more exciting for you? Taking someone's deal, or asking a girl for a dance and romancing her even better. Is that you're good at? You're good at that sort of thing.
Yeah, I never said I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm very glad that this deal has been done the way that it's been done. I just feel that big clubs do that, and if it's somebody that we want and it's a price that is within the budget, then yeah, steal him. And I'm so glad that we have. So yeah, buzzing.
Pat, your name is lawless. I mean, what Mr. B is talking about is pretty lawless about stealing, getting excited about stealing someone else's catch. How are you feeling about today's developments?
Well, lads, all I can say is, look, relax. We're finally making a transfer. Everybody just calm down just that little bit now and start to enjoy the show, the transfer show, the Manchester United transfer show, and hopefully we get what we want. We might not, it might flip on its head and I might look like a complete idiot, but I don't care. We can relax a little bit now and hopefully we see some good transfers coming in. We might get Frenkie tied up in the next day or two, and that'd be a good start to the weekend.
Wow. So here we go. Malacia, feed agreed. What does this mean for Tellers? And sure, that would be the main question. I'm going to remove that for now because Rebel, the main news, you're going to have a quick read. Excuse me. We get onto that. Here we go for the people out there.
So, Manchester United have today agreed, and I stress agreed, a deal for Feyenoord defender Tyrell Malacia. Athletic are reporting that the 2 clubs have come to an agreement for an absolute steal, 18 million euro for the 22-year-old. It is believed the League One side Lyon were close to getting the deal over the line for him, but United sneaked in the dead of night and have robbed him from them. Malacia made 50 appearances for Feyenoord last season as they reached the final of the Europa Conference League, which then led to him making his international debut for the Netherlands and Louis van Gaal in September.
Thank you very much. Wow, here we go. So first of all, before we go into the nitty gritty, I just want to shout out a few people. Got Brushes in the house. Everyone say, Brush, how you doing? TalkMU's backstage. Bill Baggio, you'd like to get in early, lads. It's going to be a happy, positive show, he says. It always is. Bath Times here
Bill.
as well. All right, lads, he says. He's also saying, I can't wait to hear someone tell me Malacia is a new Roberto Carlos. But he's saying I can even go on YouTube and watch a video on him. Box, how you doing, Box? He's saying he's better than Roberto Carlos. So there you go. That's the excitement we've got around here. I want to say hi to Colin O'Connor. He said big up on Monday, Rebel, Pat, and Mr. B in the chat, and everyone in the chat. Thomas Mitchell as well. How you doing, Thomas? We saw Thomas on Friday night takeaway. He said all the lads, everyone's in the house, everyone's excited right now. And Eddie Football Waffles just giving the thumbs up. He's playing it cool. And yeah, who else is in the house? So 23 likes. 25 maybe. Can we get to 50 like last night? Who knows? But we're about to go in, guys. Get your fingers typing because this is exciting. So obviously, we knew we've covered Malacia. Tyrell. So we covered Tyrell for a few weeks now since he became noticeable in the market for us. We've got some information that we're going to drop. Not myself, but I'm going to ask the questions. It's a steal. I think for 18 million or something, it's quite cheap. Leon went in with a 13 million pound bid plus 2 million add-ons, and they were stalling. And suddenly we just come and said, "What? Just give me the 15 and take a 2 million add-on as well," and the deal's done and wrapped up. I'm going to come to you first, Pat Lawless, because you've got some information that I didn't know about regarding this deal, because we want to promote this deal and how it was all done before we go on to our squad at the moment. So just give us a little insight into what's really going on here about this, who his agent is or who he's connected to and how this deal went through.
So Tyrell Malacia, did I say that right? Malacia? He comes from the same sports management crew as Frenkie de Jong. It's co-owned by a fella called Ali Dursun, and he is a representative of Frenkie, Dennis Zakaria from Juventus, and also Donny van de Beek and Victor Lindelof. So hopefully now we can build up a relationship with this fella, and he starts bringing a few more decent players into the team. So look, this fella's a good lad. What I like about him is that this is a pure Ten Hag choice. This wasn't driven by the club. This was driven by Ten Hag. So how I found this out, our good old faithful YouTube. Back in March, Ajax played Feyenoord, and you can actually see clips of Erik Ten Hag on the sideline going, "Who is that boy? Who's that boy? Write his name down. Write his name down." And he, we should be saying this because we're actually trying to sign Anthony, but he made a mockery of Anthony on the day of the game. Now, obviously, I didn't see the full game, but Anthony got sent off that game. So I hope he got sent off. Yeah, he got sent off that game. So I'd like to think that he got sent off because Tyrell probably got under the skin, because this chap has a bit of a bark and a bite about him, and I like that about him. You know, he's not afraid to get stuck in. He has that tackle in him like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but he has that extra element for going forward and playing a 35-yard ball. It's a bit of a running joke at the moment that if we do get Tyrell, that we might get Anthony for free because he's still in his pocket since March.
Good one. What do you think, Mr. B? Big pockets. Big pockets. Tyrell's got. What you've seen? Obviously, we discussed him before, Mr. B. You liked him, but what do you think mainly about the deal? Getting this deal over the line with so cheap, it seems, for someone who's up and coming, just got his first international cap.
I think it's about time that we've signed a player that not too many people have heard of. His age is definitely something that we're interested in, and his nickname is the Pitbull. So everything that obviously Pat's been saying, he's tenacious in his tackle and he doesn't give up, and he's full of yeah. I think we've had a good job to price. I'll be honest, when I heard the price that he was interested in, obviously you expect it to be increased a little bit more because it's Man United. Obviously, we always talk about Man United tax in the UK, but obviously European clubs still apply European tax to us as well. So If the agent, obviously, them both having the same agent, if that was something that helped, fine, no problem. I like the fact that we weren't. It seems like it's been done very quickly. And if you look at obviously the strategy that we've been doing, has it really taken that long in regards to obviously Ten Hag came in when he came in 2 weeks early. Was Tyrell on his list? So yeah, was he on his list? Who knows? But the fact that it's been done and it's been done swiftly, and it sounds like it's been done. It hasn't been confirmed. We haven't heard a here we go. So I don't want to be sitting down here looking stupid come tomorrow when he says when LVG calls him and says he doesn't want him to come because he's going to lose his place. So it's gonna be an interesting couple of days. I'm delighted. The speed of it maybe shows a different what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe a different system from the people on top, as in Murta and Arnold. Maybe there is something going on there that, because obviously this is the first one that he's had, and he probably has to show that he can do something. So at the moment, yeah, very, very happy with what he's done at the moment. What are you saying, Rebel?
This is good shout, Mr. P. I think when you say about different system that we're incorporating now with our transfer deals, this is the evidence for it. That's all we needed. And if we want evidence for the player, no better to go to Vincent de Mies, who's a Dutch guy here, who's joined our channel to give us some lowdown. He must watch Dutch football. So welcome to the channel, Vincent. He's saying, Dutch guy here. Hey, man, how you doing? He says, Malacia is relentless and very aggressive, but also good on the ball. So that's a great scout report from someone that's in the know. So thanks, Vincent. Thanks for subscribe and welcome to the channel. What do you think about that endorsement there from Vincent? That's Rebel for you.
Well, having a look at some of the more statistical side of the player, in 50 appearances last season, he picked up 9 yellow cards, so roughly 1 every 5 games. But guess what? He never picked up a second one. So it seems that this man is well able to manage a yellow card and make sure that he does not get into that trouble where a referee is forced to make a decision and maybe decide that he needs to be sent off. So that hasn't been a problem for him last season. He's appeared in what looks like 97% of starting 11 lineups from last season in the league games. So again, this man has a lot of endurance, that would suggest to me, and he has the ability to just keep going and going and going. So that, of course, is an upside. Now, the one area that does slightly concern, and maybe it won't be an issue in the 10-act system, and Batham has actually highlighted it, 1 goal and 5 assists across those 50 games. So not many goal involvements throughout the course of the season. Now, maybe when we look back at the goals that Ajax did score last season, he might have been the player that laid on the ball for the assist. So maybe he is involved in those goal build-ups, but directly himself, only the 6 goal involvements for him. So that might be something that Ten Hag might look to get more out of with him. But again, the upside, 9 yellow cards out of 50 games, and he's been able to manage those yellow cards, which does tell me this guy has a football brain.
You know what? I'm just going to run him through the comments quickly because while we're on the topic, Rush Mano, how you doing, bruv? He says Porto are interested in taking back Telles. We're going to come on to that. We've got an overload, really. Haven't got left backs at the moment. Eddie Football Waffle saying, I hope we ain't saying Tyrell Bissaka in a few months' time. Funny. We don't want another Wan-Bissaka. Bath Time saying, so he's got 1 goal and 5 assists in 58 games in the Dutch division. Obviously, Eagle-Eyed Football, Crystal Palace fan. Rich, is it Richard? Yep, I think it's Richard. How you doing? He says, good evening. What a day for you guys all of a sudden. Yeah, you robbed us of Malcolm the other day, and we've reformed ourselves and got a good player. Bath Time saying, huge volume of crosses and fouls won over the last couple of seasons. That's good. If Bath Time's endorsing him, then I'm happy. J. Billy Josh is saying Bath Time, he put on a plate, but the strikers cannot score in a Chinese takeaway.
That's a very good. That's a very good point, by J. Billy Josh. That's a very good point by J. Billy Josh. This chap has put more crosses on the play for people, and they've scuffed it off the back of their heads, put it wide, and just couldn't take it down quick enough. So that's a very good point.
Lucky we have Ronaldo then to finish the dinner.
Yes.
And we got HD Gamer saying, we signed the player, guys, in capital. The caps, he's saying, holy F, we signed a player. He's shocked, as we all are on the channel. I want to say hi to Jackie, the first lady of the channel. She says, Mr. B's happy with Tyrell. Good age, good price. That's all we need in a crown. So she's delighted. I want to say hi to Red Devil Fire. How you doing, man? Welcome to the channel. He says, what's happening, guys? Hope you're all keeping well. We are. I can see that we're skinning teeth right now. So it looks like we're just woken from a hibernation. We just want to watch some good football, don't we? And he's asking the question, actually. I'm glad the squad has been reset. It's a new start. Yeah, that's very positive comments there. Just a couple more to go through. Eddie is saying, good evening to Red Devil. He said, good to see his signing, but it's far from a reset. Think how many racketeers remain. Oh, God, he's dissing the players. Make sure you tune into Eddie's channel because he's hilarious. Thomas Mitchell is saying, my only worry is what happens to Fernandez and Brandon Williams. I'm not worried about Brandon Williams.
That.
We'll get onto that. And an Irish name here that one of the Irish boys will pronounce.
Owen.
Owen is saying, sorry, Owen, I'm terrible. Owen is saying, if you give Luke Shaw Tellez attitude, you would have yourself a decent left back. So that's interesting that everyone's sort of already deciding who comes, who's going to go after this. Because can we just name our 4 left backs now? Who we got? We've got
Malacia.
Shaw, Tellez, Fernandez, and Williams.
And what about Fernandez, Tellez, Shaw, Tyrell, and Williams? That's 5 then.
Yeah. So for Brandon.
So Pat, what do you think is going to happen here? If you were going to shuffle the pack now, what would you do? There's a game they have, don't they? Say loan, bench, sell, loan, or buy, or start, that kind of thing. Can we play that game with what we got left? Let's talk about the players that we have left. Pick a player and you decide where he's at right now, what stage of his development, or whether he's over the hill, and what we should do with them. So you pick a player out of the 5 who to start with.
Okay. Look, we may as well start with the most experienced, probably the most paid, Luke Shaw. How many years is he with us now? 5 years?
7.
7 years.
7.
Right, okay. The only problem I have with Luke Shaw, he's more cold than he is hot. When he's hot, geez, you can't get better than him. I really enjoy watching him play, but it doesn't. The good times don't outweigh the bad, unfortunately, with Luke Shaw. I'd love nothing more than him to have one full steady season, but he just doesn't seem to be able to have it. But at the same time, it all depends on which kind of player Eric Ten Hag wants. Is he going to want the Tellez footballer, or is he going to want a Luke Shaw type defensive? Yeah, I probably would call him more defensive than Tellez style defender.
Just staying on Shaw, because you're the Shaw expert now. The others are going to cover the other players. So with Luke Shaw, I mean, he had a great season a couple of seasons ago, didn't he? We would call him Shawdinho. He scored in the Euro finals. What do you think's gone wrong with him? And what do you think? You're saying he's blown more cold than hot over the years. So how do you get the best out of Luke Shaw? I'll read it out. ATTV, Matt United, said Luke has lost the form.
He probably edit.
The dark side.
You're the expert. You're the Jedi Master here. What's gone wrong with Luke? What can we? Do you reckon? Because we've got a new coach now, he can develop players. Do you reckon we can push his buttons and get the best out of Luke? And will Luke still be number 1? Is that Pat? Because you're covering Luke Shaw.
Okay, so from listening to other senior defenders over the years in the Premiership, Rio Ferdinand, etc., they would always be saying that the number one thing they do is if Rio Ferdinand's playing on the left, he communicates with the left-sided defender, and he tells him where to be every minute of every day. So, has Luke Shaw had that from Harry Maguire? I'd like to think he has, but the way things have been going for the past season and a half from Harry Maguire, yeah, maybe he hasn't. If he was to be under stricter instructions on what he had to do, maybe he'd be a better player. So I'm kind of hoping under the guidance of Erik ten Hag that he'd be a better player. But if he's going out and buying Tyrell, it's not good news for one of the lads.
And remember, he's had a handover from Ranrick as well, because he's only just started his preseason training to have really look at these guys. So that's interesting. So Luke Shaw, you've covered that. Do you think he'd be number one next start in the season? I know it's speculation at the moment, but what would you say quickly? What would end on Luke Shaw?
The way I expect Erik ten Hag to play is he's probably going to play. He's going to play high. He's going to play wing backs. So he's probably going to start with Tellez over Luke Shaw.
Oh
now,
wow!
Yeah,
Wow.
I think he'll play with wing backs. I think he will start with wing backs and he'll go with Tellez over Luke Shaw.
Back four with wing backs.
Wing backs.
No, not back four with wing backs. Just he'll go with wing backs. He'll have his left side defenders bombing down the pitch, and I don't think he'll go.
Fullbacks. We call them fullbacks.
Fullbacks.
Yeah, fullbacks.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Luke Shaw. I don't know. Most people in the comments are saying they're going to give him a. Luke Shaw's going to get a bye. More likely to stay. Over to you, Mr. B. Pick a player. We've got not Luke Shaw though.
Well, do I want to do? Look, I'll make it easy. I'll do Tellez. One of those players has got to go. English. Luke Shaw is English, and he's on the most money. I think he's going to be the hardest one to shift. He'll probably be the easiest one to raise his game in regards to having competition. We got to remember he had bolts taken out of his legs at the end of the season. That probably didn't help his form towards the end of the season. Well, actually, tell a lie. It probably didn't help his form the whole season. He was shocking. I think Tellez. I mean, look, if you look at what we spent on the defender, we could sell any one of our defenders to cover that price, and we've already improved that position. Tellez, Porto being interested in him. If it's somebody that Ten Hag decides that he doesn't want, let him go early. Deals can be done. We've seen that deals can be done, say, really quickly, but pretty quickly. I mean, that'll be another test to see if we can get players out of the club quickly as well. It's all well and good bringing them in, but if we want to get rid of, another defender, a Tellez, for example, get that deal done. Get it out there now that he wants him gone. So Tellez, I think Tellez could go quite easily and won't be missed.
Wow. But he's a senior player, Mr. B. He's like
Senior,
28.
Who cares? So what?
But we've got Fernandez who's young, 22-year-old who's signing. We've got Brandon Williams. I mean, don't you need experience? About experience?
You probably, well, the experience comes from Luke Shaw. On top of their game, who would you feel would be the better player, Tellez or Luke Shaw? I'd say Luke Shaw.
Quite possibly.
I know you're going,
but it's your opinion. You're the counter really here.
I would have said it was more of a question to you. I just feel that.
Well, if you're asking me, I think Tellez is a quality player. Gives you so much down the left. Gives great left foot as well. I know everyone complains about him last year. Oh, he can't defend, can't do this. But it's reset, as we said. Someone said in the comments earlier. I think under this new coaching, we have to give everybody opportunity. And I think these guys now will be on their toes. Who was it when Luke Shaw really stepped up? When Tellez, everyone said Luke Shaw stepped up when Tellez was signed because finally he had someone on his back. Now there's 5 of them. So someone's going to be improving out there, So let's see.
Well, for me, what you have to think of is this. We still have to have a requirement to have so many English players in our squad. So that, for me alone, says that it's more likely that Tellez will be the one that will fall out between Shaw and him because we do need to maintain the number of English players, especially if we have plans to move Aaron Wan-Bissaka on. So that is the first indicator that I think he'll try and work with Shaw and get enough out of him during the course of the season in conjunction with Malacia. With the other two then, I think Fernandez is a very exciting player and just to kind of spoil the AOB just slightly, he has got a new squad number. So that tells me that Ten Hag is invested in him. So I think it could be time up for Brandon Williams. He went out to Norwich. He done pretty well there. So maybe a similar type move could be in the offing for him again in the season to come. But with the SHAH and Tellez issue, I think it's probably a no-brainer given the squad requirements that SHAH stays.
Guys, I'm just going to jump through some comments because a lot of people are talking about this left-back situation. We've heard from the panel. Let's hear from you guys now. So Bath Time is saying here, you have to keep Shaw, I'm afraid. He's on our current left. He's our current left-back that can link with the midfield, left midfielders like Sancho, Rashford. Tellez has been a disaster, to be honest, in his opinion. Bill Badger saying Shaw was good before he broke his leg, as he had his pins out, didn't he, recently, Mr. B said. And 6 months... when he was Shabberto, waste of place. It's funny, we gave him his big title and he just didn't live up to it the second season. Jackie is saying sell Tellez, keep Shaw, like Pat said, and Williams on loan. Rebel, she says loan him instead.
Not sell him.
Bill Badger saying there's royalty in the chat, and that would be ATTTV. Welcome, Andy, against 2 days running. It's a pleasure. Thank you. Cosman saying, keep Shaw, promote Tyrell. Bless you. J. Billy Josh is saying, Luke is like a burger van on the side of the road. He works hard till he finds one and then stops for free. God.
Speaking of Luke, I wonder if we sent him to Love Island, would Bad Time still be watching it?
Yes, he probably would. Andy Herbert is talking about, I think one of you was saying about Maguire, I think it was you, Pat, organising defence and not getting anything out of Shaw, who's on his side. Andy Herbert said Maguire couldn't train a dog to sit, let alone a player. ATTMEFC says, I'm good. Every little thing's going to be all right. Just have some faith. He's using the Ajax song, isn't it? That's been stolen from Bob Marley. Bath Time saying he might have one wing back on the left and one full back on the right, with a kind of three centre back set up with McTominay dropping in there, or Frenkie de Jong maybe. There's no.
Why is he calling McTominay's name? No,
because this is what I was trying to
no. Bath Time knows what he's doing. Bath Time knows what he's doing. Get off and watch Love Island, mate. Yeah,
look what he's
get off and watch Love Island, mate. Go on, you've had your time, mate. See you in half an hour.
Actually, just before Bat Time does go, there is a rumour floating around that inquiries are being made for the services of one Mr. McTominay. So does that mean, like Love Island, he's going to be leaving the United fan camp if McTominay leaves?
And Bath Time was endorsing McTominay as maybe an option for a captain as well. So I don't know. It's sort of divides opinion, doesn't it, McTominay?
He watches Love Island. That's all that needs to be said.
The Bath Time is saying, obviously, if we watched Ajax last year, as we noticed with Ten Hag, you have one marauding right back or wing back, as Pat was saying, and the other guy just fills in. Like Danny Blind, for example. So there's a bit of difference. He's saying there's no doubt there will be width, so it has to be a wing back or a winger. Also, KG Game is saying Ten Hag didn't like what he's seen from Tellez when he watched him live. Maybe you do. I don't know. How would you know that? How would you know if he did or didn't? Was he frowning or something? I don't know. But I think Tellez deserves a chance. Box is saying if Luke Shaw doesn't buck up his ideas now, he never will. So he's got to be on his toes here. ATFT says if Luke has to go, he has to go. Oh, if he dies, he dies. That's sort of a ruthlessness. We like ruthlessness on the show, don't we, guys? I want to say hi to Maz. Everyone say hi to Maz. How you doing? Haven't seen you before on the channel. And Maz is saying, get rid of Tellez and bring Alex Butler back. All right, let's go back to the panel, man. Keep flying them in, guys. This is good stuff. So we missed out on someone, haven't we? We haven't discussed Fernandez, the young attacking fullback from the under-18s who everyone's raving about. So just going to go over to all of you guys. What did we do with Fernandez?
Keep him and nurture him. Teach him the ways of the Ten Hag, and he will be fine. If he's that good, he will progress under the manager that we have. We've kept hold of a lot of trash, so he won't be going anywhere for a little while. I mean, he had rave reviews last season. I think he could work well. So that's why I feel it's going to be Tellez. Me personally, I think it's going to be Tellez and Brandon Williams who will be going, both of them.
So that leaves Shaw, Tyrell and Fernandez.
Yeah.
Sorry, just to clarify, are you saying keep Fernandez at the club and don't send him
Of
on
course.
loan?
Yes. Don't
Fernandez. Oh, no,
don't send him on
Fernandez.
loan. Keep Fernandez at the club. You want him to
How
learn.
good is under 18s, under 23s? Because I'm not really rating it for
Well,
development.
look. If the club are rating him and he's been given a new contract, there's something in the player. So you want to be able, you want to give the player the confidence to believe that you've just signed you haven't signed a new contract to go out on loan. You've signed a new contract to learn from this superior being in Ten Hag that you've brought into the club. So give him the experience of working with him. Let Ten Hag see him. Ten Hag doesn't have to see Tellez. He can watch a video of him. You know what I mean? He can go and watch Norwich's games to see how bad bloody Brandon Williams was
Or he can
last
listen
season.
to you on this show, burying him.
It's not burying him. I'm just, I'm in a good mood, man. I'm positive, man. But just get rid of them two. Make me even happier.
Emma here, just over to you, Rebel. Emma's saying, I like Tellez though. He's a worker and he would be a good example for the youth. But speaking of the youth, I'm asking you about Fernandez. What do we do with him?
Well, if you look at the breakdown of games that we have next season, obviously with the Premier League games, that is a given. We'll have so many Europa League games, but there's also 2 domestic cups. So there's absolutely plenty games there for all 3 to get their minutes. And for Fernandez to either establish himself as the main competition to Tyrell over the course of the season, or to establish himself as the backup to Tyrell for next season. So I don't think there's going to be a shortage of games there for him. And of course, if there's periods of time where there is no game for him, there will obviously be the opportunity to send him down to play a Premier League 2 game. So it will not be a question that he'll be lacking an opportunity. And it can only be good for him to stay around Ten Hag, to stay around the squad and develop in training. So I think it's a no-brainer to keep him at club for next season. Unfortunately, I do think that means that Brandon Williams' time, even if he goes on loan this season, is probably numbered at Manchester United.
I agree with you on Brandon Williams, but I'm going to ask you, Pat, what kind of development can he get where he's going to improve his game? Because he's just played a great season and outshone the majority of players in under 18s. The next step is under 23s, and I don't think that's competitive enough. Even though you can have great training and whatever, I think he deserves to go out on loan maybe and get some competitive games. What are your thoughts, please, on Fernandez?
I would agree. We're not talking about this, that most clubs have a B team and we only have the under 23s. So I don't think the 23s will be competitive enough for him. I think we need to get him out on loan, get him a good year, but make sure we get him signed down for a good contract. He only signed recently, did he? Fernandez.
Last year or so, I think.
Yeah. No, I'd get him out on loan for a year. Like the fact that we're actually discussing who's better, Tellez or Shaw, and it seems to be 50-50. Everybody's calling each one of them brutal. It's not a very exciting. Like you have to ask yourself the question. We're saying it's 50-50 between the comments and ourselves. Who's better, Tellez or Shaw? I think whoever's sold will be the one who gets the most market value, and Fernandez will deservedly go out on loan for the season.
It's interesting that, is it? Because we were talking about Luke Shaw and the Force earlier, but it seems to me you are the father because you're breathing like Darth Vader out here, bro. Whoever that is. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to move on because have we missed that play? We've done Brandon Williams. We've done Luke Shaw. We've done Tellez. We talked about Tyrell, obviously. Who else is there? There was Fernandez as well. That's the 5. So that completes our left backs. We've got selection problems, guys. I wonder what's going to happen. We can always return to this at a later date. But big news now, guys. Obviously, deal's been done. I just want to say salute to the team that's been out in Barcelona. We've been up and down with this one. I mean, did anyone ever have any doubts? I'm not sure. I'm going to ask you guys if you have any doubts about this deal. But obviously, we got Frenkie de Jong. He's coming in. Now, the timing, people have been complaining about why haven't we made any signings? But it all looks great now because we made a good deal. Barcelona were on their knees. They needed the money, and we were trying to sort of take our time. We weren't going to be rushed into spending stupid money. We've ended up getting a good deal. I think it's 56 million with add-ons rising to maybe 70 million, which is a great deal, in my opinion, for a great player in Frenkie de Jong, especially someone's going to come into our side, not like Donny, which is just signing because he's got a big name. Someone's going to come into our side and really enhance our side with the system that we have. So do you think, I'm going to start with you, Rebel, this time around, with the Donny deal, and you guys in the comments as well, the Donny deal has been done. We've spoken about, Frenkie. We've spoken about Frenkie many times before. Can you please just give some insight into what you think, how the deal was made, and can you give some praise to John Murtagh as well, please?
Well, with respect to John Murtagh, it's very early days in his tenure, and I do not want to be giving that man a big head. He's doing good things so far. Let's enjoy what he's doing for us, but let's just hold our breath, keep watching, and hoping that he will stay dedicated to that line that he's now walking. But I ain't going to keep my mouth shut about that man until we are 3 or 4 windows down the line and seeing continuity of the type of decision making that we're seeing now. But let's talk about this deal and what it means to the club. Ten Hag established early doors. It is Frenkie or no one. He wanted that deal as a priority, and Manchester United appear to have gone after it in a slightly faster way than we've become accustomed to in the previous seasons. However, maybe not quite as quick as us in the fan base would have liked. But he looks like now the deal has been agreed. We're seeing that we're getting a good relationship with Frankie's agent, as evidenced by the left-back deal that we've just spoken about. And with those 2 arrivals, we're starting to see some quality and some players that will be capable of running a Ten Hag system. And that is the key to what United need, because there were certain areas of the pitch that maybe we didn't quite have enough resources to do what Ten Hag envisions. And with 2 done, what's to say that 2 or 3 more cannot follow?
Indeed.
And I think we have a graphic as well.
Right.
Just briefly, I'll just sing that up. Eric Ten Hag handed a huge boost as Frenkie de Jong deal is 90% completed. Manchester United's priority sign this summer is to strengthen the midfield, with several senior departures in that area leaving Ten Hag light due to Pogba, Matic, Mata, Lingard, all having left the club. Barcelona midfielder Frenkie de Jong has been identified as the club's prime target, and United have been locked in negotiations with Barcelona over the 25-year-old, and now finally it looks like the saga is over and he is coming to the dark side.
I like the Star Wars theme there. It's all about Star Wars tonight, isn't it? The Force is with Man United. We're delighted. We're absolutely delighted. And Frenkie is is ready to go. I want to come to you, Mr. B, about this deal, because obviously we've heard some quotes from Frenkie de Jong, which sort of made us think that maybe Barcelona are the biggest club in the world, as he said, and maybe he's not interested to come to Man United. Do you think he's been sort of pushed out of Barcelona and that's the sort of player we don't really want a player who wants to come to Man United, not to be forced here, dragged by his ear or something? What are your feelings about that, about a player coming in? Maybe there's a doubt that he maybe really, really wants to be here.
Well, he made all the right talk. He didn't, apart from Mane, who said he's going to Bayern. But it's very rare that you get players say, "Oh, I want to join this club," or "I want to join that club." Yes, Barcelona are one of the biggest clubs in the world, but then so are we. The project in the beginning probably wasn't something that he envisaged happening, but shit happens in life that you can't control. So you make the best of it. He's not coming. He's not going to be working for somebody that doesn't know, and he's not coming and playing for a team like Tottenham who haven't done anything in 150 years. You know what I mean? He's come to a club who, let's hope, are back on the rise. He's part of a project, and he's going to be an integral part of it. And you want to be wherever you are. You want to be wanted. If they wanted to keep De Jong, they wouldn't have sold him. Let's be honest. So maybe it wasn't that he didn't want to come. it was probably the more that he didn't actually want to leave. And now that avenue's been open, you have to leave. The choice was easy.
Okay, fair enough. So, but I know with you, you want players who want to come to Man United. Now, was it really going well at Barcelona? Barcelona seem to be going through a transition at the moment, but they are in the Champions League, for example. What's the difference between Man United and Barcelona, the status at the moment, do you reckon?
I think we're both in the mud, to be honest.
Okay.
I think we are. I think we're both in the mud.
I think
Barcelona's
we're up to our knees, they're up to their hips.
Yeah, there's not much at the moment. There's not much difference in both clubs have been run shit. They both. I mean, look, Barcelona are going to accept what 10% of their TV rights for the next 25 years because they're frass. So the deal had to be done. £56 million. Well done. Well done for whoever got in for that price, because we're going to get 2 players for the price that we thought we would have had to play for Frenkie. So yeah, it's like Malacia are free.
Fair enough. You know what is? This is what I'm trying to get at, because Matty here is saying, Matty from Football United TV, great channel. He said he's been forced to leave from Barcelona. It's always been his dream to join Barcelona, but the wages are too high for the structure of La Liga. New challenge it has to be. This is my point. I mean, it's clearly been forced out of the club. It was his dream club. It's like all these Dutch players come to Barcelona since Johan Cruyff established that as their foreign club if you're a Dutch player. So he must be gutted in some sense, but he's got to change his attitude and just be professional now. And maybe he can be a sensation at Man United, because it didn't really work out for him as he would have liked at Barcelona, if we're honest. Do you want to say hi to Andy Herbert? He's running £2, and he's saying first signing party around OMONDI, bring the bottle. Yes, we will. A bottle of water.
And as you're mentioning super chats on Monday, we did get one right after we came off air yesterday. And I think
Bargav. $20. And guys, just want to say big up to Bargav. That's fantastic. We missed it because we'd already switched off the show, but we saw it just as we turned off. And we just want to say, Bargav, thank you very much for the $20. It will go to good use. We will reinvest it back into the show and probably make some good signings as well.
I haven't seen him in the comments at the moment, but if you re-watches this, fair play to you, buddy. Thanks very much.
Yeah. And, so coming to you, Pat Lawless. Sorry, Rebel, you want to say?
I just want to give his comment. He says he respects the channel and hope you all have a fun, relaxed summer before the stormy season starts.
No, it's all calm weather. Don't worry, Bargav. Don't worry.
Is there a storm brewing? What do you reckon, Pat? Is there a storm brewing at Man United? What do you reckon about Frenkie de Jong with players like that coming in? It's all sunshine, isn't it?
No, it is all sunshine and rainbows and lollipops, thank God. No, I'm happy. I'm happy the way things are going. I couldn't take another transfer and transition the way we went with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Harry Maguire, which we knew it was like, okay, lads, it's 40 million. And then we haggled for the whole season and we paid 40 million and 80 million on the deadline day and left it till the last minute. So I think that's what most of those Man United fans were anxious about with Frenkie de Jong. Were we going to do this for the whole summer? Was it going to take up all our time? Were we going to have no time to buy another player? I really couldn't handle it if it was going to happen. But it seems to be that they've gone in. Barcelona have said, we want this. Manchester United sat back on, hold on, lads. That's not going to happen. You're not getting that kind of moolah. This is what we'll give you. When you're ready to negotiate, we'll negotiate. But if you're not going to negotiate, we'll see what happens and we'll move on. And I think that's maybe why the Eriksen transfer saga was bubbling around in the background. Maybe United were just knocking on the door there to say, well, if we don't get Frenkie, we'll go for Eriksen. But because it seems to be gone very quiet for Eriksen all of a sudden, doesn't it?
Maybe not. Maybe it will kick off. It's like the domino effect, isn't it? Once these transfers get made, I think now Barcelona, with the cash they've got that we've given them, which they were, please, can we have some more? Take another 20 million add-on. We're in a great pole position. Maybe they can go out and get their signings that they want and start registering their players for once, So this could start the merry-go-round of transfers. As we've seen today, Rafinha was supposed to go to Arsenal. He might be going to Chelsea.
That I tell you. The fact that they're going for Rafinha, and the interest in Anthony has died off. I'm hoping it's because they can't get that deal done. Anthony's coming to us and he's basically told them, don't waste your time, go and bother somebody else. That's what I'm hoping.
Well,
Whether or
maybe
not that's the...
in any other business you can bring it up, because there is a lot of talk about Anthony maybe holding the club to ransom and asking, demanding to bring the money down. So we can bring it up in any other business, which is coming very soon, guys. With Frenkie de Jong, final words I want to say. I just want to read out a couple of comments because obviously people want to talk about this. Emma Kay is saying, I think there will be a lot more outs in January than the summer because he will have seen way more. To talk about Ten Hag. Way more of them, meaning the players, and who he actually needs for the new league. If you get me, yeah, we get you. We always get you.
We get you, Emma.
Connor saying,
sorry, just to get a plug in.
Yes.
It's a handy segue. we do have
very smooth, Rebel. I love it.
We do have the fantasy football coming up next season. The Man United agenda will be running a fantasy football league, and we will, spoiler alert, have a trophy in play for the person that finishes top. And of course, as stated yesterday, there will be a forfeit for the participating presenter who finishes lowest, as decided by the comments. However, we will be making sure that it is legal, that it doesn't cause any bodily harm, etc. It has to be a reasonable forfeit. So there will be some terms and conditions, but there will also be a brand new fantasy football tactical analysis show on a weekly basis. So make sure that you do stay tuned for that announcement. It's coming soon.
Thank you very much. Karma Connor is saying deal's been done for a while. He thinks it's been kept quiet. Barcelona didn't want other clubs to know that they just received a lump of money, and also it's time for Spanish clubs to send in their finances. That's a really good point. I want to say hi to Steve Fletcher, one of the originals of the show. Hope you're doing well, Steve. Haven't seen you for a while. He says if you say you want to leave the club prior to leaving, then you're going to lose loyalty bonus. Hence why the likes of Pogba did it on Sly and vigorously. Want to say hi to James McManus again. You turned up yesterday. You're here again today. Welcome back. He says, lads, Andy is an amazing Football Manager. That's all a good sign, isn't it? And they're saying Lewandowski's going to go to Barcelona now. Oh no, he's saying we're getting Lewandowski now.
We should get him.
He's saying Andy and Ericsson are coming, so it's looking positive. What I want to focus on, really, before we finish this thing on Frenkie de Jong, guys. Just have a conversation here. Are you liking the way we're doing business? Because in weeks past, I can go back and get snippets where you guys complained, oh, we haven't made transfers, Mr. B, and we're getting frustrated.
No, I was.
Hold on. Let me make my point first. So it's been said, obviously we lost out on Nunes. Nunes is a lot of money considering what we paid for Frankie. We've seen what Man City just paid for Haaland, which is quite cheap, and they just paid for Phillips quite cheap. But Nunes was a lot of money. Tchouameni, nearly 100 million for Real Madrid. That's a lot of money being spent on players. Do you think we're doing good business now? Because we're not spending money willy-nilly. Just over to you, or just dive in, guys. What do you think about this? About the way that we're going about our business?
Briefly, I think the one point I'm going to raise is this is a sobering thought. What City paid for Haaland and what they're going to recover from Arsenal for Jesus. They've nearly bought Haaland out from what they've got back in money from Jesus. So an incredible bit of business from City. So there is clearly value in the market. And it looks like Manchester United have gone down the line of seeking value and holding firm. And if it is a case that we're going to do business properly in the future, I'm all for that. Obviously, we should not be selling our players for below value, and we should be looking to get the best value possible for players that the manager wants.
Final word on this. Do you agree with what Rebels just said?
Two blow jobs don't make a marriage. Yeah, let's not boost him up too quickly. Let's just wait. He's done a good job for now. He's got us all excited. I'm gonna hold fire on the judgment on that one on Monday. I'll wait.
Okay. Come over to you, Pat. What do you think? Are you impressed? I mean, obviously we have to sort of be patient here and not get get too excited. But what do you think about the business so far?
Yeah, it's good. It's sensible. If we get this business done this weekend, that's 2 nice signings done nice and early, and yeah, we can kind of relax a little bit, and hopefully we might see some more players coming in for it. I'm just touching on a point that Rebel made during the night. If we get these 2 signings made, it takes the pressure off, and we might see, fingers crossed, a centre back coming in, and then we might see 1 or 2 more players coming in. Hopefully, like the likes of Ericsson, and maybe another 15 or 20 million pound player, which would be, it'd be more than any of us have asked for. Because some, especially myself, I'd nearly be happy with 2 players this season, and we've just nearly got 2 players today. I know they're not 100%, but we're nearly there.
Okay, just to add finish on the comments here, because 56 people in the watching right now. Can you please press the like button if you like what you're seeing right now? Thomas Mitchell saying he's winning the award for the fantasy football, which is he's winning wooden spoon, I think he's saying here, and he had to do a forfeit. Denson, how you doing, Denson, man? Big up, love that name, Denson.
Welcome,
he says
Denson.
Sangare and Lever de Jong. Sangare, we covered him before, didn't we, from PSV? That's the centre midfielder. He
That
like
you didn't like. No, you didn't like
yeah,
him. You said he had the
like
touch of Lukaku.
Let me remember you, Sangara.
Yeah, that's right. It's like Enter the Dragon, O'Hara. Hijacker ×2 says very good business. So yeah, he's impressed with what we're doing. Bill Baggio says, I've been chilled the whole time. I just want good coaching to get the best out of the squad, but not Maguire. You had to spoil it. I was on point. To Joan of Arc as well, saying that Tyrell is being confirmed now. So that's great. As we do the show.
She's asking,
No, so is it
as
good
sorry.
as? Listen, no.
Well, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, so Tyrell we've agreed a fee, but it's up to the player to agree terms now. That's okay. the latest that
he's
we have.
coming. He's coming.
Yeah. If it was the other way around,
guys,
I'd be concerned.
51 minutes gone. We're going to wind up now. There's a few extras. I know we've covered like Tyrell coming to the club. We've covered Frenkie de Jong. It's exciting times, but there's other news on the grapevine, isn't there? Our guys, especially the Irish boys, have had their ear to the ground. So over to you, Rebel.
Okay, so here's the quickfire list, and we'll be looking for your views and comments in the chat. It is believed that Fulham have agreed a fee of £10 million for our pre-season Pirlo Andreas Pereira. Cover, one of our youth keepers, is set for promotion to the senior side, so I would presume that will be as third choice keeper as it currently stands. We are looking to progress deals for Ericsson and Anthony. Anthony at the moment is threatening to go AWOL in the event that he does not get his transfer, so he seems to be trying to force a move. We're also currently linked with Serge Gnabry from Bayern Munich, obviously formerly of Arsenal fame. So having been burnt previously, as Pat Laws mentioned to me in chat earlier today, with Schweinsteiger, they wonder, are we going to get a good deal if we were to pursue that? Some of our panel do reckon he's a bit injury prone, but last season he actually only missed 2 games, one of which was due to quarantine. And then one of our young players, Zidane Iqbal, has signed a new contract, and I think Pat will have a bit more about him there in a second. We're also linked with a £30 million bid for a right back, Denzel Dumfries, so we'll have to keep an eye on that one. And as mentioned earlier, Garnacho and Fernandez, both of our youth academy, have got new squad numbers. At least they did in training yesterday. They wore 49 and 42 respectively. A young striker by the name of Shoretiri has been snapped up by super agent Mendes. Obviously, Mendes has seen some value in the boy, and again, that does state that maybe we have a prestigious talent on our hands. And finally, there has been a number of clubs apparently that have inquired as to the availability of one Scott McTominay, but it would seem that Ten Hag is keen to resist any further midfielders departing this season, given the level of departures already.
That's a thorough list of news there, mate. Can you add to that? Any little cherries on top there from Pat?
No, I'd like to point out that we've had Garnacho, we've had Zidane, we've had Charlotte, to mention a few. Every one of them have been given contracts recently.
Savage as
and
well.
Savage as well. I think Charlie McNeil got one. Was it Charlie McNeil got his 6 months ago? Was it? I'm not too sure now. I thought it was, but it's very promising for such a young players we have coming in, for a young crop of players like Charlotte. He's gone in with Jorge Mendes. Ronaldo's suit. He's not just an agent; he's a super agent. So that's saying something for the young lad. We have Iqbal Zidane. He's gone in, and he's in with the same agency that has Young Min Son, Kyle Walker, Rafael Varane. So that's saying something for the young lad as well. So this is all very promising for these young lads we have coming in here. I'm not saying they're walking into the team next year. They will be introduced and they will get their chance. But it's very promising for some young good lads under this new guidance of a very good coach. That's what Erik ten Hag is.
I recently watched the goalkeeper you talked about, Kovar. He was playing for the Czech under, was it not, maybe not under 19. By the way, well done to England reaching the under 19 final, beating Italy 2-1. It went 1-0 down and came back to 1-2-1. No Man United players representing in that, but still, it's good to see youth football coming through like that. I saw this guy playing against England under 18, 17 recently, it was under 21s. That's what it was recently, and they lost the game, but he looked quite decent, tall, rangy. So there's been a bit of endorsement here for that keeper, saying he looks like a young, good, decent keeper, says James McManus. Some really good points here from Connie. Says Fulham can have him. Obviously, we're talking about this preseason preload. Pereira said you can have him, he'd take him there himself. After De Jong is confirmed, it's going to get busy for the agenda team. We will see another 4 signings coming very quickly, he predicts. So that'd be interesting to see. Would keep us on our toes. Emma's got a great point here. I loved what Emma's saying here. She said, I really like that there was a lot of youth at the first team training session day. We might not have to buy and wait if they look promising. So that's what it's about, I think.
Can I just add something to that one? Actually, just briefly. Did you notice that a certain Anthony Martial and Donny van der Beek both seemed to be smiling and grinning walking into training?
Yeah, that was interesting. That seeing Martial especially.
No guns held to their backs.
I mean, he doesn't smile when he scores. It's amazing. He was showing all his teeth. Like he just come back from Turkey. Big said the double, said Bill Baggio. It's time to scam Newcastle if they want what's his name? Mac Tomini. I want to say hi to Liam Gunnar Gums. Oh, it's not Liam Gumza from the Army TV. Top tactical analysis. Make sure you check them out if you're an Arsenal fan, Anthony. Richard Herbert saying Alex Scott played tonight. It was for the under 18, 19s. Get him at United. I think he's the Brentford keeper. He made some really good saves, blonde guy. James McMahon is saying, with Henderson out on loan and question marks about De Gea's distribution, who knows what can happen for Covert. Good shout. And this is what he's been brought up. You like this, don't you? When a new manager comes and says, right, I want you in the first team now, or I want to bring you guys up or sign you a new contract. How are you going to feel? You're going to be buzzing, aren't you? Do you remember when Zidane Iqbal was on the touchline coming on against young boys and he gave an interview afterwards saying he gulped, he couldn't believe it, the atmosphere, everything. It's nice to hear that from young players. And I think Man United is a special club. We always get behind our youngsters, as proven by people in the comments now.
That was the same as Charlie Savage, was it?
Yeah, both of them. Yeah, they're the same night when they both come on. O'Connor, last comment here from me anyway. O'Connor's saying, to any Newcastle fans or scouts watching this channel, please don't take Scotty away from us. He's amazing, and we would need at least 90 million for him.
Here. That's what I love Scott, and honestly, he's right. He's
worth 90 million.
He's been the heartbeat of our team for 10 years, and it would hurt us. 95 million. Newcastle, he's yours.
Good.
I think Bad Time just hacked Colin O'Connor's account there.
That's what you call a hustle. We won't give him away. Yeah, he's worth 90 million. Come and grab him, guys. And
actually, speaking of tactical analysis, is Cookie around? Because we do have some questions for Cookie about Harry Maguire.
She told you the answer last night. She was upset. She just left the room. when I started endorsing it. But that's enough. That's enough for me. And stop ribbing me, guys, about Harry Maguire. Because it will come back and haunt you. Trust me. Anyway.
Can I throw one question about centre backs out there? It doesn't matter what name it is, but if we do have a centre back arrive, and bearing in mind that we do have Varane in our squad, does that mean that Harry Maguire could actually end up thinking about his future? Because is he going to want to be sitting on bench in a World Cup year?
Rebel, you're causing trouble. I can see a Monday already. You're causing trouble. We've been here long. We'll save that. If we sign a centre back,
put the kettle on,
we will have that conversation. And I will leave. I will gladly sit down here and watch you and the Monday go at it for the hour that it's going to take for either of you to make any sense.
Well, one thing I will say, which I don't want to keep going over the same thing over again, but you can get in all these sort of 5'10" centre backs, modern day centre backs, as much as you want, but none of them can win headers like Harry Maguire. None of them can clear their lines with headers. He does this over and over and over again. And when he's not there, you see how different it is. If Varane doesn't win his headers that way, Lindelof definitely doesn't win his headers that way. Look at the goal we conceded against Villarreal in the Europa League Cup final. There's so many different factors to defending, and the most important thing is winning your headers, and that's what Harry Maguire does.
So you think
so
that's more important than?
I'm saying you take that away. I'm saying you take that away from us and rely on these sort of 5'10" defenders now, there might be a problem. So I think you need a balance. Balance is always important. That's why you have good partnerships like Rio and Vidic. Vidic would do the dirty work. Rio would just, have no grass stains and start sweeping up everything. That's what partnerships are about. So I think Harry Maguire still has something to offer. Carl Connors finally says, Newcastle, what I said about Scotty applies to Harry. All right, guys. The ribbon has to stop now. And quickly, Paul Turney as well, centre-back Hardy, Academy, top class.
Actually, speaking of centre-backs, Chelsea apparently are going to get a new centre-back, one Nathan Ake.
What do you think about that deal?
Are you serious? Back from Man City?
From Man City to Chelsea. So they're looking for a double deal from Man City at the moment. And
they're looking at left back as well, the Ukrainian left back as well.
How much did they pay for Ake? 50? Was it
40
or 50?
Yeah, something like that.
Have Chelsea sold Christensen and Alonso?
Yeah, Christensen's gone on a free. He's gone already. He's gone already.
Obviously, the guys, Rudiger's gone to Real Madrid.
And Alonso
as well. Left, yeah. Alonso, I don't know what's happened to Alonso. They really need to sort out their defence.
No, they don't. Leave him.
Give them McTominay.
Yeah.
McTominay can play centre back.
Now, guys, because of this ribbon, now all the comments are coming in about Maguire. I'm not going to read them because all I see is fridge and long balls. I'm reading here Emma saying Maguire just puts his head on the ball without directing it a certain way. I just can't. I don't want to fall out of you, Emma. So we're going to close on that note. Last word, anyone? Anyone want to give the last word to the show? How do you feel about? Obviously, I'm just going to end with me. I'm excited. Two good signings. I'm really going to look into the left back now. I know we've studied him already, but this is someone I think will do really well for us. And obviously, Frenkie de Jong is the key. He can have the key to the city. He can do anything he wants because I think he's going to make us tick, just like Scholes used to do. When Scholes used to get on the ball, things used to happen. I think the same applies to Frenkie de Jong. When he comes to our side and starts to incorporate what he's got, his talents, being press resistant, all the factors that he has, I think we're going to be a brilliant side next year. And I will just reinforce that we will be challenging next year to be the top team beyond the Man City and Liverpool.
For me, next season, as Yoda would say, next season, we do or do not. There is no try.
Okay. Star Wars theme. The pressure on you now, Pat Lawless, to end with a Star Wars quote.
You're not getting that out, Nick. Look, lads, we persevered through the transfer talk every night. We spoke about different players. We spoke about all the players. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. That's all I can say. And thanks to everybody in the comments sticking to us. We're finally getting some signings in, and now we can all relax and start enjoying them. We can start breaking them down and talking about them when they finally arrive.
Mr. B.
If you are still here, guys, in the chat, and you're new, hit the subscribe button. If you've been here before, you know what to do. The conversations carry on. When the show's finished, just hit the comments. We will all get back to you. We are doing our fantasy league trophy available. We will have a show that Rebel will be hosting. I'm quite looking forward to that. We'll get those details up at the end of the week. As regards to the show today and the signings, we've been doing shows with smiles on our faces when we've been getting our ass kicked. It's about time we are able to do a show with smiles on our faces that are genuine and that feel like it's coming from the... I mean, look, we normally have a laugh, but I'm actually smiling, internally smiling. So, you know what? God bless Man United for today anyway, and we'll see what happens for the rest of the transfer window, man.
Actually, just a quick hello to our man from down under. He's appearing as we're about to log off. Mark Edmond, how you doing?
Big up, Mark.
Good day, Mark. And if you haven't heard, rewatch the show. We'll tell you all about it. We've got Frenkie de Jong and we got Tyrell as well. So God bless everyone. We will be back. Obviously, you know, we're back every day of the week, 8:30. And we're talking about any further developments because according to Callum O'Connor, 4 other signings are going to come in now. So yeah, if he's right, we got a lot to talk about. Anyway, want to say hi to Ryan as well. Ryan Maffa TV. He said, good evening all. Hope you're doing well, bro. Thanks for tuning in. But we're out. See you later. Bye-bye.